Now, storing wine. Storing wine, we want to get this right, because if you're going to put some wine away for a little bit of time to mature, then you want to make sure that when you've spent that time looking after it, the product you get at the end is as good as it possibly can be. Now, there are a few things that wine doesn't like. The first is fluctuating temperature. So please make sure that wherever you store your wine, the temperature remains constant. The ideal temperature is between 14 degrees and 16 degrees, but that's not a given rule. What it doesn't like is the central heating coming on and the temperature rising by 6 degrees, the central heating going off and the temperature dropping, and then winter nights versus summer days. These are problems for wine. Constant temperature is what it likes. It also doesn't like daylight. The ultraviolet rays will age the wine very quickly, and so try and remove that from the equation as well. It doesn't like vibration. Vibration speeds up the aging process. Then there are the elements of humidity. Humidity doesn't harm wine, to be honest. What it does do is it rots the label and boxes that it's in. What you really don't want is an overly dry environment, because if it's very dry, then you'll find the cork will start to shrink and the air can get in and the wine can then oxidize, and we really don't want that, because by the time you've stored a wine for a long time, you pull the cork and find out that all you've done is create vinegar. Hugely disappointing. So these are the very basic principles. And one final one: when storing wine in the fridge, don't leave it in there for a long time. You want to keep it in there just long enough to chill it. If you can imagine, rather like a wine stored in a very dry cellar, when it's in the fridge, if it's a corked bottle of wine, a wine with a cork stopper I mean, then the cork will start to tighten up in the bottle, and again air will get in, it'll start to oxidize. You don't want that. With champagne, this is a particular problem, because that big fat cork that sits in the bottle normally will start to tighten up, and you can often tell if you've been served a bottle of champagne that's been in the fridge too long. When the cork comes out, it remains very tight like a hard nugget, and that rather demonstrates it's been in the fridge too long. And also, when it's left in the fridge for a length of time, you can very often get what we call fridge taint. And this is sort of a metallic sort of nature that the wine absorbs from the fridge. It's not pleasant, and very often you'll find this in a wine bar where a bottle of wine has been left in there too long. So remember, in the fridge, just for the night you want it, and to be honest, you're better off, if you're not going to drink it for another week, take it out and put it in the cellar if you've got a nice temperature. So there are my tips on how to store wine. Now be brave, go and put some bottles away, and enjoy watching them evolve into delicious and rather special things.